Right now, in your pocket, in your change jar, or hidden inside a dusty box in your attic, you could be holding a piece of history so powerful, so unbelievably rare, that it could turn an ordinary day into the single most life-changing moment of your life. These aren't just coins. These are secrets, locked treasures, whispering from America's past, waiting to be discovered by someone bold enough to recognize their true worth. Collectors across the United States are battling in auctions for them. Prices are climbing higher every single day, and today, right here, right now, I'm going to reveal to you the top 10 most valuable and ultra-rare wheat pennies hiding in plain sight. Stay with me until the very end, because one of these coins might just be sitting in your pocket right now. And believe me when I say, this is no ordinary pocket change. This is a fortune disguised as a penny. Let's begin with a coin that has shaken collectors to their core and has redefined what a simple wheat penny could mean. The legendary 1943 wheat penny with the San Francisco S mint mark. The story of this coin is as dramatic as it gets. The year was 1943. The world was in the grip of World War II. Copper was desperately needed for ammunition and wartime equipment, so the U.S. Mint made a bold move. They struck most pennies that year in zinc-coated steel, abandoning copper almost entirely. But in the chaos of production, a small number of copper planchets somehow slipped through the minting presses, creating one of the rarest and most mysterious coins in American history. Now, the S mint mark tells us this particular treasure was struck in San Francisco, a mint already famous for producing lower numbers compared to Philadelphia. That scarcity alone makes this coin far rarer. But when you combine it with the fact that it's a 1943 copper penny, you have a phenomenon. It's like lightning in a bottle, an accident of history that collectors today treat as a priceless relic. Look closer at its design. The iconic wheat ears on the reverse side, framing the bold words 1 cent, are symbols of America's resilience in times of struggle. The obverse, with Lincoln's portrait, reflects a nation determined to honor its leaders even in the darkest times. Every detail carved into this penny carries the weight of the 1940s, a period when survival and sacrifice shaped every aspect of American life. What makes this specific coin, a 1943 S in extra fine condition, so jaw-dropping is its rarity in surviving with such sharp detail. Most coins that circulated during the 1940s endured heavy wear, but this one has been preserved with an almost reverent care. The S is crisp, the wheat stalks are strong, Lincoln's features still glow with dignity. Collectors look at this coin and see not only money but history crystallized in metal. And here's the part that sends chills down the spine. The current auction market value of this coin, today, right now in 2025, is an absolutely staggering $190,000. That's right. One single penny, a coin many people have unknowingly spent in grocery stores or tossed into piggy banks, can be worth a 6-figure fortune. This is not fantasy. This is happening today. The value of this coin is not just high, it is skyrocketing. Every year, as fewer pristine examples surface, collectors are fighting harder, bidding higher, pushing the price into the stratosphere. If you're lucky enough to hold one, you're not holding just a coin. You're holding a treasure that can rewrite your destiny overnight. This is a coin that can transform a humble pocket find into life-changing wealth. For collectors, the demand is ferocious. The San Francisco mint mark makes it even more desirable than its Philadelphia counterparts. And in extra fine condition, it is the kind of coin auction houses spotlight with glowing pride. The whispers around this coin at coin shows and private collections are filled with awe because everyone knows this penny is one of the kings of the hobby. Tips for collectors. If you're searching for one of these, pay close attention to every 1943 penny that crosses your path. Use a magnet, because steel cents will stick, but copper will not. Look closely at the mint mark. San Francisco coins are scarcer and more heavily chased. And remember, condition is everything. Even the difference of a small scratch or wear mark can mean tens of thousands of dollars in value. To conclude, the 1943 S wheat penny in extra fine condition is not simply a coin. It is a miracle of history, a gift of fate, and a golden ticket for those who discover it. With a present market value of $190,000, a value that is climbing year after year, you can believe me when I say This coin is nothing less than a treasure chest in the palm of your hand. If you ever come across one, guard it like your future depends on it, because it very well might. And remember, here on US Coin Worth Secrets, I bring you daily updates, the most trustworthy insights, and the newest discoveries from the coin world. Stay faithful to this channel, because the secrets I share are the very keys to unlocking fortunes hidden in plain sight. When we talk about legendary coins, there are some names that echo through the halls of numismatic history like whispers of buried treasure. And among them, the 1943 wheat penny with the Denver D mint mark is one of the most electrifying. The year 1943 was no ordinary year. America was in the throes of World War II. Factories ran 24 hours a day, producing weapons, vehicles, and supplies to support the war effort. Every resource mattered, and copper, one of the most crucial metals, was suddenly redirected from coins into the creation of bullets, shell casings, and essential wartime equipment. The U.S. Mint made the decision to strike pennies out of zinc-coated steel instead of copper, a move that forever changed coinage history. But fate, as always, had a surprise in store. Somehow, a few copper planchettes leftovers from 1942 slipped into the Denver Mint's presses. These mistakes became miracles, giving birth to one of the most coveted rarities in American coin collecting, the 1943 D wheat penny struck in copper. The Denver Mint was already known for producing fewer coins compared to Philadelphia. That alone magnifies the rarity. Combine that with the accidental copper strike of 1943, and suddenly this coin transforms into something far greater than a mere penny. It becomes a phenomenon, a fluke of destiny preserved in history. Now imagine holding this coin in your hand. The obverse side carries Abraham Lincoln's steady gaze, his features sharp, his presence symbolic of unity and strength during wartime. Turn it over and the reverse proudly displays the wheat stalks, simple yet powerful symbols of nourishment and resilience in a nation determined to persevere. But the magic lies in the detail that most overlook, the small yet mighty D mint mark right under the date. That tiny letter separates this coin from the masses. It tells you this penny was struck in Denver, where far fewer examples of this accidental copper issue were produced. This tiny mark transforms the coin from rare to almost mythical. And here's the real kicker. This particular example in extra fine condition is a stunner. Extra fine means its details are sharp, its design elements are bold, and its overall look is almost untouched by the decades. Considering that most coins from 1943 circulated hard and wore down quickly, finding one in such a state is like stumbling upon a time capsule from the heart of World War II. Collectors know this coin is not just rare, it's legendary. Stories circulate at coin shows of collectors who would give anything to add a 1943 D copper to their set. It's a crown jewel, the kind of piece that makes an entire collection shine. And the demand? Fierce. The moment one of these coins appears at auction, the competition is explosive. Every bidder knows they're not chasing a coin. They're chasing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And now, the moment of truth. The current market value of the 1943 D wheat penny in extra fine condition, as of today, 2025, is a jaw-dropping $183,000. One penny, one small copper coin, carries a value so immense it borders on unbelievable. But this is no exaggeration. This is reality. Auction after auction, the numbers prove it. The price is real, the treasure is real, and the chance of stumbling upon this miracle coin is what fuels collectors' dreams. And let me say this clearly, this value is climbing higher and higher. With every passing year, as collectors lock away their coins and fewer examples come to market, the price only grows. What sells for $183,000 today may well soar past $200,000 tomorrow. This is not fiction. This is fact. This is treasure unfolding in real time. For collectors hoping to identify one, here's my advice. Always examine your 1943 pennies. Use a magnet. The steel sense will cling, but copper will not. Check the mint mark carefully. A crisp D beneath the date can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a six-figure fortune. And if you ever find one, guard it fiercely. Coins like these are the cornerstones of collections, the kind of rarities people remember for generations. In conclusion, the 1943 D wheat penny in extra fine condition is nothing less than a miracle of survival and a treasure of American coinage. It carries not only immense financial worth, but also the story of a nation fighting through its darkest hour. With a present market value of 183,000, this coin is pure history in your hand, a hidden treasure that proves beyond doubt that fortunes can still be found in the smallest, most ordinary-looking places. And remember, and here on U.S. Coin Worth Secrets, you can trust that what I share is real, faithful, and backed by the latest updates in today's auction market. Stay tuned, because every day I reveal secrets that could change your life, just like this penny could. Sometimes the greatest treasures don't sparkle with polish. Sometimes they appear ordinary, even worn and dirty, hiding their true value behind years of circulation and neglect. And such is the case with one of the most shocking rarities of all, the 1943 wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin born at the Philadelphia Mint, whose power and legend remain unmatched in the world of numismatics. Let's rewind to 1943. America was locked in the struggle of World War II. Every factory, every mine, and every resource was harnessed to support the war effort. Copper, vital for ammunition, wires, and military equipment, was far too precious to waste on coinage. So the U.S. Mint turned to zinc-coated steel, creating the famous steel cents that dominated circulation that year. But destiny had other plans. At the Philadelphia Mint, where production was always the highest, a few copper planchets from the year before, 1942, were accidentally left behind. When these planchets were fed into the massive presses intended for steel cents, out came a handful of copper 1943 wheat pennies. These mistakes became miracles, and to this day, they are some of the most hunted coins in the entire hobby. What sets this one apart is its humble appearance. Unlike the sharp, glowing examples you may see locked in cases, this particular 1943 copper penny is described in fine condition with a dirty, old circulated look. At first glance, it might seem unimpressive, but here lies the magic. Even in this worn state, even covered in the dust of history, this coin remains a jaw-dropping treasure. Why? Because its rarity is not diminished by wear. Its value is rooted in its impossible existence. Look closely. The obverse shows Lincoln's profile, softened and worn by decades of handling, yet still noble, still carrying the silent dignity of an era long gone. Flip to the reverse, and you'll see the wheat stalks, faint but still visible, like ghostly reminders of America's agricultural strength. And most importantly, you'll notice what's not there. No D, no S. That's right, no mint mark at all. That absence tells us this coin came from Philadelphia, where the majority of coins were produced, but where the chance of copper planchets surviving into 1943 was just as slim, making these rarities no less extraordinary. And now for the truth that shakes the coin world. Even in this old, dirty, fine condition, the current market value of the 1943 no mint mark wheat penny is an astounding $138,000. Yes, even worn, even weathered, even looking like just another old penny, this coin commands a six-figure fortune in today's auction market. That's because rarity doesn't vanish with scratches or dirt. Rarity transcends condition. Collectors know it well. A pristine copper 1943 penny may reach the stratosphere, but even a circulated one like this is still treated like treasure. Why? Because fewer than a handful exist for every million 1943 steel cents that were struck. This imbalance creates a storm of demand that keeps values rising higher and higher year after year. And the trajectory only upward. Every year, new collectors enter the market, chasing these elusive copper cents. Prices climb, competition intensifies. What sells for $138,000 today may very well eclipse that tomorrow. For collectors and treasure hunters, here's the advice. Never overlook a penny that looks old, dirty, or ordinary. Some of the greatest fortunes in coin history were hidden in coins that looked like pocket change. Always check the date, and if you see 1943, grab a magnet. If it doesn't stick, you might just be holding history's greatest accident. Then check the mint mark, or the lack of one. That simple absence could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. In conclusion, the 1943 Philadelphia wheat penny in fine, dirty, well-worn condition is proof that treasure often disguises itself in plain sight. With a present-day market value of $138,000, this humble-looking coin is nothing less than a fortune hiding under the guise of ordinary change. It's a reminder to us all to dismiss the small, the simple, the overlooked. Because sometimes it is those very things that carry the weight of history and the promise of unimaginable wealth. And remember, right here on US Coin Worth Secrets, you're always getting the most faithful, trustworthy, and freshly updated truth from today's coin market. Stay tuned, because every day I reveal secrets that prove the treasures of America's past are still waiting to be found in your hands today. Some coins are born ordinary but become legends because of a mistake, a small accident that forever changes their destiny. And among those legends stands the 1943 wheat penny without a mint mark, a coin so rare, so coveted, that even in the shadow of history's chaos, it shines as a beacon of fortune. The stage was the Philadelphia Mint, 1943. The United States was at war, and copper had been deemed too precious for coinage. It was needed for bullets, shells, and communication lines, for victory itself. So the mint shifted to steel cents coated in zinc, a practical solution for a time of global struggle. But as the presses roared to life, fate had already hidden a secret in the machinery. A few copper planchets left over from the previous year slipped through unnoticed. When struck, they produced coins that weren't supposed to exist. Copper 1943 wheat pennies. Out of billions of steel cents, only a handful of these copper rarities were born, and each one today is treated like a holy grail among collectors. Now here's where the magic begins. Unlike many worn-down examples, this particular 1943 Philadelphia wheat penny has survived in extra fine condition. That means the coin still bears its proud details. Lincoln's face strong and expressive, the wheat stalks on the reverse crisp and bold, and the lettering sharp enough to command attention. The absence of any mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin, the nation's main hub of coin production. But while billions rolled out in steel, this copper survivor is like finding a golden needle in a mountain of hay. Collectors look at a coin like this and see more than metal. They see a story, a once-in-a-lifetime accident of history, preserved in near-pristine detail. They know that a Philadelphia copper penny of 1943 in extra fine condition is a piece of American heritage, a frozen moment in time when chaos and error birthed a treasure. And here comes the truth that sends a chill through the spine. The current market value of this coin, right now in 2025, stands at an incredible $145,000. That's one single penny, worth a fortune that most people could never imagine hiding in their pocket change. This is no fairy tale. This is today's reality in the auction market, where collectors are willing to go to war for the chance to own a piece of this rarity. The demand for these coins is explosive. Every appearance at an auction sparks bidding battles, driving prices higher and higher. And the value doesn't sit still. Each year, as more collectors chase fewer surviving coins, the price climbs. What is $145,000 or today will only grow stronger tomorrow. This is a treasure not just of the present, but of the future. For collectors and treasure hunters, here's the key. Always, always check your 1943 pennies. Use that magnet test. A steel cent will stick. A copper one will not. And if the coin has no mint mark at all, if it hails from Philadelphia, then you may be staring at a fortune disguised as an everyday penny. To conclude, the 1943 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition is nothing short of miraculous. It carries within it not only the value of $145,000, but the story of an accident that has turned into one of America's greatest coin treasures. Its sharp details and preserved beauty make it a star in the world of collectors, and its value will continue to rise year after year. And remember, here at US Coin Worth Secrets, I bring you the most faithful, trustworthy, and freshly updated truths from the world of rare coins. Every day I reveal secrets like this, treasures hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to discover them. Some coins whisper the story of change, of a moment when history stood on the edge of transformation. And the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark is exactly that kind of coin. It is the calm before the storm, the final breath of tradition before the U.S. Mint turned its eyes to wartime innovation. To hold one is to hold the very last chapter of an era, and collectors know it. The year was 1942. The world was engulfed in the flames of World War II. Resources were stretched thin, and whispers had already begun about changing America's coinage to preserve copper for the war effort. But in this year, pennies were still struck in the classic bronze alloy, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, the same formula that had defined Lincoln wheat pennies for decades. And so, the Philadelphia Mint produced its 1942 wheat pennies with no mint mark. Billions were struck, but here's where the story takes its dramatic turn. The following year, 1943, saw the introduction of the steel cent. That means the 1942 wheat penny became the last full year of traditional copper production before the great wartime shift. That detail alone transforms an ordinary coin into a historical treasure. This particular example, in fine condition with a beautiful old look, carries the aura of authenticity. The wear on Lincoln's face is gentle, the wheat stalks are softened by circulation, yet everything about it glows with character. It is not just a coin, it is a survivor. Every scratch, every mark, every bit of wear tells the story of hands it passed through. Hands that may have bought bread during rationing, hands that may have paid for war bonds, hands that lived through one of America's most defining moments. And collectors, they absolutely revere coins like this. Why? Because the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark is the bridge between two worlds, the copper pennies of the past and the steel pennies of wartime necessity. Its value is not measured merely in metal, but in history. Every serious collector wants to complete the timeline, and 1942 is the critical year that ties the story together. Now here's the part that stuns the imagination. The current market value of this 1942 Philadelphia wheat penny, in fine condition with that aged historic beauty, is a staggering $135,000. Yet, one penny weathered by time still carries six figures of worth in today's market. And let me emphasize, this is not speculation. This is the reality of today's auctions. The demand for pre-war copper cents in collectible condition is enormous, and values like these are soaring as collectors scramble to secure what little remains. And the climb is far from over. With each passing year, fewer examples in collectible states remain in circulation or private hands. The market is fierce, and the value only goes in one direction, up. What is $135,000 today could very well surge even higher tomorrow. This is not a coin to dismiss. This is a coin to cherish, to guard, to treasure as though it were gold itself. For those on the hunt, here's my advice. Study every 1942 penny you find. Check for the absence of a mint mark, which marks it as Philadelphia. Look at its details, even if it's worn. Because coins like this prove that even in fine condition, not perfect, not pristine, but beautifully aged, you could still be holding a fortune. In conclusion, the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark and fine condition is a relic of transition, a historical jewel, and a treasure worth its weight in more than copper. With a market value of $135,000, and this coin stands as living proof that history is alive in our hands, and that sometimes the most ordinary-looking pennies are hiding the most extraordinary secrets. And as always, stay faithful here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, where I bring you daily, trustworthy, and freshly updated revelations from the world of rare coins. Because treasures like this aren't myths. They're waiting to be found, and I'm here to show you where. Some coins don't just tell a story. They look like a story. Their very surface, their very color, whispers secrets of the decades they've survived. And among these, the 1953 wheat penny with the San Francisco S mint mark is a masterpiece of hidden treasure, a coin that doesn't just survive history, but wears it proudly like an ancient crown. The year was 1953. The United States was living through the post-war boom. Soldiers had returned home, industries thrived, and the American dream was alive. And yet, through all this prosperity, the humble penny remained a cornerstone of daily life. The wheat penny, already a beloved design since 1909, still carried Lincoln's dignified profile and the graceful wheat stalk symbolizing the nation's strength and abundance. Now here's where rarity steps in. This particular penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, denoted by the small yet mighty S mint mark below the date. By the 1950s, San Francisco was producing fewer coins compared to the mammoth output of Philadelphia. That lower mintage instantly translates into scarcity today. Fewer struck, fewer survived, and far fewer remain collectible. But the true charm of this coin lies in its beautiful old blackish look on the reverse. That natural toning developed over decades is not a flaw, but a feature. It is the fingerprint of time, the patina of history itself. To collectors, such toning is like a signature, a unique mark that proves authenticity and adds unmatched character. This coin doesn't just look old, it looks majestic, as if the decades etched their story directly onto its surface. Now, while this coin is in fine condition, showing honest wear from years of circulation, its details remain visible and its history undeniable. Lincoln's face is softened but proud. The wheat stalks are worn but still symbolic, and that S mint mark is there, quietly reminding us that this treasure came from the rarer San Francisco production line. Collectors view coins like this as much more than currency. They are living artifacts. A 1953 S wheat penny, in this unique blackish state, is a conversation piece, a centerpiece, a treasure with a personality unlike any other. And the demand for such coins is intense. San Francisco mintages always ignite excitement. And when you add a coin with such distinctive character, it becomes an object of fierce pursuit. And here's the revelation that stuns. The current market value of this 1953 S wheat penny in fine condition with its aged blackish reverse look is a jaw-dropping $125,800. Yes, one penny, worn by time, colored by history, still holds six-figure value in today's auction market. This is no fantasy, no exaggeration. This is truth. The kind of truth that makes coin collectors chase their dreams and everyday people realize they may already be holding a fortune without knowing it. And here's the even more thrilling part. That value is not standing still. It is climbing. With every year, as fewer coins of such condition and unique toning survive, their worth grows. What sells for $125,800 today may shock us all tomorrow with an even greater price. This is treasure in motion, an investment of history that will only become more powerful with time. For those searching, here's the tip. Always inspect your wheat pennies carefully. Look for that S mint mark. Don't dismiss coins with unusual toning or dark surfaces. Those features can make them even more unique and desirable. And remember, even in fine condition, coins like this can command staggering amounts in the collector's world. In conclusion, the 1953 S wheat penny, with its beautiful blackish reverse patina, is not just a coin. It's a story sealed in copper, a treasure disguised in everyday change, and a six-figure miracle for those fortunate enough to find it. With a present value of $125,800, it proves once again that the smallest things often carry the heaviest weight of history and fortune. And here on U.S. Coin Worth Secrets, you can trust that I'll bring you these faithful, powerful updates every day. The real stories, the real treasures, and the real values shaking the coin world today. Stay tuned, because the secrets I reveal could be the key to unlocking your own hidden fortune. Sometimes the oldest-looking coins are the ones that hide the richest secrets. They may look worn, dirty, even forgotten, but behind that humble exterior lies a fortune so powerful it can stop collectors in their tracks. And few coins embody this truth better than the 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, a Philadelphia minted relic that still shakes the coin world to its core. The year was 1939. The world stood at the brink of global war. Europe was already in flames, and though the United States had not yet entered the conflict, the pressure was mounting. On the home front, Americans carried on with daily life, and pennies were spent constantly, on bread, on milk, on the essentials of survival in uncertain times. Against this backdrop, the Philadelphia Mint struck its 1939 wheat pennies, quietly sending billions into circulation. And yet not all pennies are created equal. The Philadelphia Mint struck the majority without any mint mark. But what makes this particular coin so extraordinary today is not only its year, but its survival. Out of the countless billions, very few examples in any collectible state remain today. And fewer still have come into the hands of collectors with such intrigue. This coin, in fine condition with a dirty old look, carries the scars of its journey. Lincoln's profile is softened from years of use. The wheat stalks on the reverse are worn yet still visible, and the coin's surface has developed that unmistakable patina, a dark, aged character that tells us it has truly lived through history. To some, it may look ordinary. To trained eyes, it is extraordinary. Because even in its humble, weathered state, this coin is pure treasure. Collectors know that condition is not everything when the rarity itself is monumental. The dirty old surface only adds to the aura, the authenticity, the proof that this coin passed through the hands of Americans on the cusp of world-shaking change. It is a piece of history that feels alive, a bridge to an era long past. And here's the truth that electrifies the imagination. The current market value of this 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny, in fine condition with its aged, dirty look, stands at an astonishing $130,000 in today's auction market. Yes, a coin that many might dismiss as just another old penny can in fact be a six-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. This is not myth, not fantasy. This is the reality unfolding right now in 2020. Collectors pursue these coins with ferocity. The Philadelphia issue, while technically more common, becomes incredibly scarce in collectible condition 8 decades later. Each time one appears at auction, the bids fly, the prices climb, and the market proves once again that these coins are not just currency. They are history with a price tag. And that price is climbing higher every year. What is $130,000 a day could easily be eclipsed tomorrow as demand continues to surge. For those searching, here's the golden tip. Never underestimate a dirty, worn, old-looking coin. Check the date. If you see 1939, don't dismiss it. Examine it closely. If there's no mint mark beneath the date, that's Philadelphia. And if you're holding one, you may be holding a treasure chest in disguise. To conclude, the 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark in fine, dirty old condition is a miracle of survival. A piece of American history etched in copper, and a treasure worth more than its weight in gold. With a current market value of $130,000, it stands as proof that fortunes are still hiding in the smallest, humblest corners of our change. And here on U.S. Coin Worth Secrets, I bring you the faithful, truthful, and freshly updated secrets of treasures like these every single day. Stay with me because the coins I reveal are not just history, they are life-changing opportunities waiting for someone like you to discover them. Some coins come to us not just as currency, but as time travelers, carrying the marks, the colors, the very essence of the decades they have survived. And the 1955 wheat penny with the San Francisco S mint mark is one of those treasures. It is not just a coin. It is a story sealed in copper waiting to be unlocked. The year was 1955. America was booming. Families were buying homes, cars, and televisions. Rock and roll was beginning to shake the airwaves. Yet in the San Francisco Mint, the humble wheat penny was still being struck, one of the last chapters in its legendary run before the design would vanish forever in 1958. Each 1955 S penny carries with it not only the image of Lincoln, but also the weight of being part of the final era of the wheat design. That alone places it high on collectors' lists. What makes this coin even more thrilling is its condition and appearance. This particular 1955 S has survived in very fine condition, which means that despite its age and circulation, it still retains strong details. Lincoln's features are visible. The wheat stalks on the reverse stand proudly, and the inscriptions remain clear and bold. But there's more. This coin has a beautiful old look, that natural patina that only decades of careful survival can create. Collectors adore this aged character. It's the proof of authenticity, the personality of history itself. And then comes the secret that amplifies its rarity, the S mint mark. By the 1950s, San Francisco's coin production was smaller than Philadelphia's, making the 1955 S wheat penny scarcer from the very start. Combine that lower mintage with its place in the fading years of the wheat design, and suddenly this penny is no longer just currency, it is a relic, a final echo of a disappearing age. Collectors see it as a cornerstone. They know that very fine condition with natural old toning makes this coin a prize. The demand is enormous because pieces like this are both rare and deeply symbolic. They're not just chasing a coin, they're chasing the memory of an era, frozen forever in copper. And now, the revelation that shakes the coin world. The current market value of this 1955 S wheat penny in very fine condition, with its beautiful aged look, stands today at a staggering $115,000. Yes, one penny, a coin so many people once spent without thought, is today worth more than a fortune in the collector's world. This is no exaggeration. This is today's truth. The auction houses prove it. Collectors confirm it, and prices keep climbing. And believe me, that climb is not slowing. The 1955S has become a sought-after prize, and with each passing year, fewer coins remain available. The value today, 115,000, is a treasure. But the value tomorrow, it may rise even higher because demand grows and history cannot be remade. For those searching, here's my tip. Always check your 1955 pennies carefully. Look beneath the date for that precious S. If you see it, hold on to that coin. And if the coin has that old, dignified toning, don't dismiss it. Those features make it stand out even more in the eyes of collectors. To conclude, the 1955 S wheat penny in very fine condition with its beautiful old look is not just a piece of copper. It is a historical treasure, a fortune disguised as a penny, a six-figure miracle resting in the palm of your hand. With a market value of $115,000, it proves that even in the final years of the Wheat series, some coins emerged as true legends of American history. And here at U.S. Coin Worth Secrets, you can trust me to bring you the most faithful, up-to-date, and powerful insights into the treasures hiding in plain sight. Because the truth is this, every day, somewhere, someone is discovering a fortune in their pocket change. And you could be next. Every coin has a voice. Every coin has a voice, and some whisper louder than others, calling out to collectors, to dreamers, to treasure hunters. One such whisper comes from the 1953 wheat penny with the Denver D mint mark, a coin that proves even in the post-war years, hidden rarities were still being born, destined to one day become six-figure treasures. The year was 1953. America was in a new era of prosperity. The war was over, the economy was strong, and optimism filled the air. Yet even in this booming time, the penny, the smallest denomination, remained an essential part of daily life. People dropped them into gumball machines, paid with them at diners, and stacked them away in jars. Most were forgotten, but a few, like this 1953 D wheat penny, were destined to become legends. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the proud D mint mark below its date. Denver was one of the busiest mints of the time, but coins from this facility, especially in higher grade conditions decades later, are far scarcer than most realize. Over the years, most of these pennies wore down, were lost, or simply melted away, leaving behind only a small fraction that survive in collectible condition. This particular piece shines because it has survived in very fine condition. That means that while it bears the marks of circulation, its important details remain sharp and bold. Lincoln's face is still proud, the date is clear, the inscriptions are strong, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are detailed enough to remind us of the strength and abundance they symbolize. It has that aged yet dignified look that collectors love, a coin that clearly lived through history but still commands respect. And collectors do respect it. The 1953 D wheat penny is not just a coin, it is part of the fabric of America's story. From a time when pennies had true buying power, this coin carries both nostalgia and tangible rarity. Add to that its Denver origin, and it becomes a coin with powerful demand, one that serious collectors are determined to secure. Now comes the part that makes jaws drop. The current market value of this 1953 D wheat penny, in very fine condition, is a breathtaking $103,000. Yes, one single penny struck in Denver in 1953 carries a six-figure value today. This is no exaggeration, no fiction. This is the truth, proven in today's auction houses and private collector sales. And here's what makes it even more thrilling. That value is climbing. With each passing year, as fewer high-grade examples appear on the market, demand only intensifies. The $103,000 figure of today is not the ceiling. It is simply the current rung on a ladder that continues to rise. Tomorrow, it could be far more. Coins like this don't fade, they grow. For treasure hunters, here's the key. Always look carefully at your 1953 pennies. That little D beneath the date is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. And condition matters. A coin in very fine shape, like this one, can mean the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. To conclude, the 1953 D wheat penny in very fine condition is not just a coin, it's a survivor, a treasure, and a six-figure miracle in copper. With a market value of 103,000, it stands as proof that even in the seemingly ordinary decades of the 1950s, coins were being minted that would one day stun the world with their rarity and worth. And right here on US Coin Worth Secrets, I bring you these truths faithfully with daily updates from the world of rare coins. Because the next treasure might not be in a museum or an auction. It might already be in your pocket. Some coins are not just old, they are monuments of time. And the 1919 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those monuments. When you hold it, you're not just holding copper. You're holding a story more than a century old, a story that has survived war, depression, prosperity, and everything in between. The year was 1919. The Great War had just ended. America was adjusting to peace. Industry was booming, and a new era was beginning. Amidst that historic transition, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of pennies, coins that would become the workhorses of the nation's economy. Most of those coins vanished into the tide of time, but a rare few, like this blackish-shaded 1919 wheat penny in fine condition, lived on. Its look alone is captivating. The coin is taken on a deep, old, blackish tone, the kind of patina that only comes with more than 100 years of life. Lincoln's portrait remains visible, softened but proud. The wheat stalks on the reverse still whisper of abundance, even though their edges are worn. This coin doesn't just look old, it looks authentic, like it's carrying the very breath of history. Collectors crave that natural aging because it proves the coin is genuine, untouched, and alive with character. And then comes its true power, its rarity. The Philadelphia Mint's no mint mark issues may have seemed common in 1919, but over a century later, surviving examples in collectible conditions are fiercely scarce. Every fine condition piece is a small miracle. Collectors know this. Auction houses know this. That's why demand has been rising at a fever pitch. And now, the truth that makes hearts race. The current market value of this 1919 no mint mark wheat penny, in fine condition with its old blackish shade, stands today at a staggering 300. Yes. One penny, a copper relic from just after World War I, carries a price tag that can only be described as a treasure chest in the palm of your hand. This is not fantasy, not wishful thinking. This is reality, confirmed in today's auction markets. Think about it. A coin struck over 100 years ago, a coin that once bought a stick of gum or a loaf of bread, is now worth more than some entire houses. And the truth is this, that value is not slowing down. As collectors hunt harder, as history grows older, the worth of coins like the 1919 wheat penny only climbs higher. The 170,300 out of today may be the 200,000 or more of tomorrow. For those on the hunt, here's my advice. Never ignore a coin because it looks dark, worn, or aged. That blackish patina can be a sign of a coin that has not been tampered with, a coin that retains its full historical value. If you see 1919 without a mint mark, treasure it. That coin is not just old money, it is a legacy. And so we end with this truth. The 1919 wheat penny without a mint mark is not just a cent. It is history captured in copper, a treasure worth 6 figures, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. Now, my friends, if you thought today's top 10 was shocking, just wait until you see what's coming next. Every day, right here on US Coin Worth Secrets, I uncover fresh treasures, faithful truths, and life-changing opportunities hiding in the coins you thought were ordinary. This channel is your doorway into a world where pennies become fortunes and history turns into wealth. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your friends, because the next coin I reveal could be the one that makes you realize you've been sitting on a fortune all along. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Stay faithful, stay excited, and always check your change, because treasure is still out there waiting for you.